right, so today we're going to do a non-narrative compre and we're going to do a bit of current affairs. I don't think we'll have time because the compre seems like it's quite a bit. So we will try our best to do this. All right, we're going to focus on the summary question, which is normally the last question in part 2, okay? And in this question, what you're supposed to do is it carries 15 marks. Mother, Tammy, and Jensen, could you tell me whether your class have started summary or not in school?
No.
Mother said no. What about the rest?
No.
Tammy, no. Jensen?
No.
Oh, so your 88 is way ahead, okay? So we are going to talk about, so don't worry, by the time it comes, summary is not easy. It's quite a lot of skills, but we will be going to do, we'll be teaching you one of it, all of it, okay? The total mark is 15 marks. It is 8 marks of content and 7 marks for language, which means you need to pick up 8 to 10 points, all right? All right, and we're going to learn about how do we maximize the marks for summary question. All right, Jensen number 1, Madhav number 2, Tammy number 3. Jensen, could you read this?
Allocate sufficient time for a summary. Students with poor time management tend to leave very little time for summary and end up having to rush through the segment. As a result, half-baked summary is usually written, or sometimes students skip the question altogether. This is such a pity because it is not difficult to score well for the summary question. A well-planned and well-written summary can mean the difference between an average paper 2 score and an excellent one.
Yes, you need to give at least, I wouldn't even say 30 minutes. I would say 35 minutes. All right, so time is so important. All right, Mother? Mother?
I'm supposed to read the second one.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to read the second one. The
Yeah.
tip 2.
Yes.
Okay. Tip 2. Identify the number of parts that constitute the question. A summary typically consists of 1 or 2 parts. Here's a table to show you the trend of past year's summary questions. How many parts do you think each question has?
All right, read the question and we will all take turns to answer. All right,
Year
read the 2021.
Year 2021.
Mm.
The ways in which robotic technology can be helpful to humans.
Tammy, how many parts is that?
I
Tammy?
don't understand.
All right, so for a question, right, we'll have 1 or 2 parts. Okay, so for example, if I tell you, give me the pros and cons of smoking. How many parts is there? 2 parts, because you need to talk about the pros, you need to talk about the cons. Give me about the success and failures and challenges that teachers face. How many parts is there? 3 parts. There's the success, there's failure, the challenge. You got it, Tammy? All right, so how many parts does this question have?
1.
Thank you. Read the second question, Mother.
Year 2020. The appearance and behavior of penguins on land and in the water.
Jensen, how many parts? Jensen?
Is it 2?
Thank you. The appearance and behavior of penguin on land, the appearance and behavior of penguin in the water. 2, okay? Oh my God. All right. All right, Mother, read the next one.
Year 2019. The actions the organizing committee have to take before and during the race to make it a gold label
Marathon. All right, how many parts is there, Mother?
2.
What are the parts?
Before and during.
Yeah, so the actions before and the actions during. So 2 parts. Read the next one.
Year 2018. The difficulties linked with Brazil nut trees for both commercial growers and private individuals.
Tammy, how many parts? Tammy,
2.
thank you. What are the two parts, Tammy?
Commercial growers and private individuals.
Yes, but you need to talk about the difficulties of commercial growers, the difficulties of individuals. Okay, need to tell me this properly. All right, Jensen, could you read 2017 and tell me how many parts?
The challenges that road builders have faced and the improvements they have made to overcome each of them. During the 20th and 21st century,
All right, 20th and 21st. All right, how many parts is that?
2.
Thank you. What are the two parts?
The challenges and the improvement.
Challenges and improvement, two different things. Madhav, the last one, could you tell me? Read it and tell me.
Year 2016. The ways in which elephants were used by human beings in the past and are still used today.
All right, how many parts?
To
What are they?
in the past and today.
No, the ways in which the elephants were used in the past and the ways that they were used in the present. Do you get it? So this is very, very important for you to analyze how many parts there are in a question. Now, this skill is not just for your summary, it is also for your composition. So sometimes the composition say, tell me about a time when your friend betrayed you and how you overcome. A lot of the students will write the whole essay, and people like Mother will spend 3/4 of the page on the introduction, right? Mother, you know what I'm talking about, all right? And oh no, my dog is shouting. All right, and tell me about the time your friend cheated you and how you overcame. You focus about everything about your friend cheating, but you all will forget about how you overcame. So by looking at the number of parts, you must be able to know how to divide. So half your essay must be about how your friend cheated you, and half the essay must be how you overcome it. Do you get it? Okay. Let's move on. Tammy, it's your turn. Tammy, your
Tip-
turn. Tip 3.
Tip 3. Search for relevant content points. Don't let exam stress take over. Firstly, select points only within the designated paragraphs. You will not be given credit for points for other paragraphs. Do not rush your search. For every sentence you come across, ask yourself if it addresses the summary requirements. If it does, label the content point. If it doesn't, move on to the next sentence.
Okay, so two things that I want to teach you in summary is number one is you need to, if they tell you paragraph 3 to 6, right? So this happened, this is many, many years ago. I think it's 2007 or 2008, right? When I was teaching O levels, one student was supposed to take the points from paragraph 3 to 6. He went to take the points from paragraph 1 to 8. That's a lot. So he missed out a lot of points, and it actually cost him quite low marks, you know. So it is very, very important that you learn how to designate your paragraphs. If they tell you 3 to 6, you only stick to 3 to 6. Is that clear? And second thing is label. What do I mean by labeling? This is how you label. Because how many content points do you need? You need 8 content points. And if you need 8 content points, do not take 8, at least try to get 10. Because 1 or 2 of your content points would be wrong. All right, so always label the content point. I will teach you later, okay? Let's move on. All right, back to Jensen. Jensen, can you read this? Jensen.
Start from the common connectors, right?
No, search for relevant content points.
Oh,
Because this one is a different one.
tip 3, search for relevant contact points. If you're unsure whether it's a content point, make it a little note. Perhaps you could add a question mark after labeling the content point. Pay close attention to connectors, conjunctions, and transitional devices. They are signposts that help you determine whether the content points is relevant. Here are some common connectors that are found in text passage. Connectors of addition, additionally, also, and. Connectors of cause and effect, thus, therefore, so, and because. Connectors of contrast, but, yet, however, nevertheless.
All right, so connectors will help you to understand whether they are saying a different point, the same point, or an effect point. Okay? All right, thank you. Mother, can you read this? Mother?
Tip 3. Search for relevant content points. Make sure you have at least 8 content points. Bonus tip. Since content is worth 8 marks, it is recommended that you give an extra content point, 9 points in total, just in case one of the content points is incomplete or inaccurately conveyed.
I would say don't give 9 points, give at least 10. All right? So that you can do better. Tammy, read this.
Tip 4. Leave out unnecessary information. Many students have problem differentiating important information from unimportant information. Everything looks important to me. Does this sound familiar? If you try to include every detail in the text, you're not doing it right. If everything is important, nothing is important. So focus on the main points and leave the rest out.
All right, focusing on the main points is very, very difficult because how do you know that this is a main point and this is a sub point? A lot of it comes down to practice and careful reading. So you need to practice and you need to exercise careful reading in order for you to find out, all right, whether you are doing it right. Okay, go on. Jensen? Oh, no, sorry, this one is the same thing. Tammy, continue this.
Tip 4. Leave out examples. Examples are those to illustrate the author's main point. They often come in the form of quotes, statistics, date, facts, and figures, etc. Common connectors that are used as signposting include, for example, for instance, such as, or like. Include the main point, leave out the example.
So do not include examples. For example, there are many kind of tree species that are in this Amazon rainforest, such as, and they give you 10 different species. Do not need to include. So do not include examples unless the question asks for it. All right, unless the question asks for it, I need you to leave this out. Jensen? Irrelevant details.
Irrelevant details. Every detail must address a summary question. If it doesn't, it is irrelevant. Be sure to ask and answer the question. Is this relevant to the summary requirements? Each time you label a content point.
I give you an easier question. Does this answer the question? Every time you read a sentence, ask yourself, does this answer the question? For example, if I want you to do the challenges and successes in becoming a successful P6 student, if a point doesn't answer the question, if you say that I sleep at 8 o'clock, I wake up at 10 o'clock, is that helping you to talk about the challenges and successes of a P6 student? No. So leave it out. So always ask yourself, does this answer the question? So this is important. If it doesn't answer the question, then do not include. Madhav, next one. Redundancy or repetition of ideas.
Redundancy or repetition of ideas. The same point can be conveyed using
Different phrasing. Madhav, are you there?
different phrasing. Authors use for emphasize to recognize that the same idea is being repeated and to exclude that as a content point. This brings us to the next problem. Students not including necessary supporting details.